Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Fearafans podcast. I'm your host, Don Elmy, and with me is my co-host, Nick Millet. And so, as we know, last week we have covered the cult classic, the 70s cult classic Piranha, which is arguably the most successful ripoff of Jaws, because, when Jaws came out, everybody wanted to cash in on that success, creating knockoffs, a few of which have been sued, as you know, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, such as that Italian one called The Last Shark. Man, that movie was a joke. But anyway, and I noticed a lot of you when we last week when we discussed Piranha. All of you have been bringing up the 3D remake from 2010, Piranha, which called Piranha, also known as Piranha 3D. And I remember the release of this movie very well. It was released at the time when I was starting my freshman orientation at Western Kentucky University, and oh man, yeah, like everybody wanted to see it. It was a big craze because
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
I mean, I was still in high school at the time when it came out. So, and obviously we were among those who saw it. So, although I should have watched the original one first before I saw the remake.
hey, no worries, man. I mean, the story. One of the biggest things about this remake is it completely differs from the original in terms of story. Like, there is no government lab. There's no genetically mutated piranhas. There's no summer camps or newly opened resorts that are being targeted by piranhas. Instead, this takes place in a what they call the spring break capital of the United States, called small town in Arizona called Lake Victoria, where where a tremor, an earthquake, has opened up this rift that leads to a subterranean lake from prehistoric times and releases prehistoric piranhas that were believed to be extinct for 2 million years. But no, they've just been trapped inside of that lake that just happens to be beneath where this spring break party is taking place.
Basically, they probably were in suspended animation before eventually they were awakened from deep under the earth.
Well, not exactly. They said in the movie that these piranhas had survived being cut off from the world because they had cannibalized on each other. Fed and fought each other to
Yep.
stay alive all this time. But yeah, basically, by suspended animation, you mean they were just cut off from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. First of all, hello, Leon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and you too,
Clark.
Clark. How are you? Oh, we're doing great. Yeah, I've had a pretty good week so far. Just wish the weather could be better. It's raining here.
Not only that, it's been cold out too. I mean, for God's sakes, this is June. We should have had summer weather by now.
You took the words right out of my mouth, man.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
you're
like
absolutely right, Clark. Those piranhas, survival of the fittest. That's exactly what was going
it's
on.
it's June now, yet it feels more like it's still like April outside.
I know. It's so weird. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this movie actually set a new record for most fake blood ever used in a film. I believe before this, the previous record was 500 gallons of fake blood, and Piranha 3D used over 80,000 gallons of fake blood.
Yep. It's a
And
pretty gory film, and I believe it.
oh yeah, like some of the stuff I was surprised was even allowed to be in theaters that was shown in this film.
Yeah,
Like a lot
real.
of like a lot of this, like when I first got this movie like on DVD, I didn't see it in theaters because I didn't have time because my university studies and fraternity initiations and whatnot. But yes, I was in a frat. but when I got this on DVD, what I saw on this movie, I was expecting it to be like the kind of stuff that would be in like a director's cut or unrated version, stuff that wouldn't be allowed to be shown in terms of not just the graphic nudity and such, but the gore, the chewed up bodies, like the skeletal remains. But no, this is the exact version that was released in theaters, and I'm just like, oh my god.
That's the best part of it, though. All the gory scenes. That's what makes that movie so awesome.
Oh, that good. Oh, that's good that I saw this when I was in the university.
No,
Okay.
I think he was responding when you said, how were we doing?
Oh,
So yeah,
yeah,
it's
I'm doing all
well.
right.
I feel bad because you're an alien. Oh,
Of
it's
course,
raining over in his area
yeah,
too.
yeah. Of course, they're aliens, Superman. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you knew this, Nick, but I might as well tell you now. This Clark Kent right here, it's a reference to Superman.
I figured it was.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't know if you were familiar with the whole Superman lore or whatever, but yeah, that's what it was. Uh, anyway, so yeah, this movie is like known for not only just the insane level of gore, but this also had the man who direct. I mean, this is what I should have expected because this was directed by the same guy who made the remake for The Hills Have Eyes and also High Tension.
Yep. It's fast. It's interesting how it's like because at the time I do recall that I didn't even know that it was done by the same director that did the remake of Hills Have Eyes, and I thought to myself, "Geez, I mean, normally I don't like remakes, but this guy's actually pretty good with remakes of these classics."
Oh yeah, he knows how to create some serious brutality in these movies. It's like, man,
And kind of make
I
them
saw.
almost. Sorry, go
I'm
on.
sorry. No, no, you go ahead.
It kind of make them almost kind of like a little bit original, even though it is a remake. He does something kind of original to the remakes at the same time.
Oh yeah, he like he like the effects, the gore, all of that was like amped up in the Hills Have Eyes remake, but more so for Piranha 3D. This was like one of the most brutal films I had ever seen at the time. I mean,
Yeah,
they went all out on effects, on gore, and also when I mentioned before the 500 gallons of fake blood that was like the previous record before this movie came out. I looked into it, and it was for Nightmare on Elm Street, the original one from '84. Yeah.
right.
When I learned about that, I'm just thinking, and let me guess, the scene that would use the good majority of that blood was when Johnny Depp's character Glenn was killed. When he got
I
sucked
figured.
into yeah, when he got sucked into that bed by Freddy through that hole in the bed, then right out of that hole was all gallons upon gallons of blood. And when looking back at that scene, hey Billy, thank you for tuning in. You know, looking back at that scene in Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm thinking that all that blood cannot be Glenn's. There's no way that much blood could be inside of a single human being.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. Hey DJ, thank you for tuning in. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
and
Tom.
look who's joining us. Back
Hi,
from the
what's going
dead.
on, man?
Hey, thank you so much for joining us.
It's Big
Hey, no
Old Tom.
Hey, I'm Pickle Tom.
Oh man.
No,
Seriously, your Rick and Morty impressions, that they'll never get old. Never.
yeah, I know. I kind of like him.
Oh, shut up, Morty.
That's kind of like a play on Family Guy. Like, shut up, Meg.
Pretty much. But yeah, like, and also the parody Rick and Morty is basically a parody of Back to the Future, and the reason why I bring this up is because one of the stars from Back to the Future is in this remake, Christopher Lloyd.
Yes,
Christopher
he is.
Lloyd.
This particular piranha vanished 2 million years ago. Great Scott, that was back in time.
Whoa. Wait a second, Billy. What? No.
What?
What's wrong with you? Yeah, Billy,
Blasphemy.
You know what?
Blasphemy.
Billy,
You know what?
get out.
Maybe
Get
you
out
suck.
now.
You know, I'm just saying. Maybe you do.
Oh man,
Hey,
Rick, maybe he does. You know, maybe everybody sucks and we don't know it.
But hey, in all seriousness, Billy, yeah, hey, I'm not expecting you to like every single thing that we like. Okay, so you know you're free to your own opinions as we are to ours. So you're cool.
Yeah, no. I you know what? I'll give you this. Rick and Morty in the last 2 seasons, they kind of did suck. I will say, like it was like in the first. What was it? How many have they had so far? Like what, 6?
6.
Yeah. So in the first 3, they were phenomenally awesome. I kind of lost interest after that. You know,
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Checking out a few.
It's kind of like South Park. You know, it was great in the beginning, and then eventually you just kind of got tired of it. You know.
Yeah, the quality started to but
God damn it!
Yeah, I know. But yeah, Christopher Lloyd is just one of the many familiar faces in this movie. It's oh wait,
Yep,
here,
I knew about this already. That's what I was bringing up. They did a live action promo with Christopher Lloyd as Rick.
I saw that. I remember that. Yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, they were trying different things, like to try to get like a live action Rick and Morty. I mean, since the characters were loosely based on Doc Brown and Marty McFly, very loosely based. They I mean, why not have Christopher Lloyd try out? But they did have other people. Like I did see other live action shorts that were done. But it's got to be somebody that can get that voice down, like both of them, really.
Maybe you should do the role, Tom. Like, just have your hair dyed white or something.
I could get it all like sticking straight out and everything. And
listen, Morty, you don't know.
And then you could see another shot of me with like the hair just tied back. No, Rick, I don't know. Maybe I could do that.
Yeah. You're not the only one drinking Pepsi right now, John. Oh, okay. Another Pepsi fan in the house. Okay. Oh yeah. So as far as the cast in this, like I was about to say, there were plenty of familiar faces in this. Like one of them was Elizabeth Shue, who was known like through the 80s, like from Karate Kid, who played Allie, like the love interest of who was it? Daniel. Daniel's love interest. And let's see. She was also in movies like Adventures in Babysitting. She played Chris in that. Hollow Man. I remember her in that. Who was, the woman that Kevin Bacon was always after.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. She also reprised her role as Allie in Cobra Kai. Yeah, that was a
really. I never actually watched that.
Neither have I.
Well, if you liked Karate Kid, Cobra Kai's worth seeing.
Yeah.
I will say that. Let's see. Oh yeah, one name that stood out for me in this was also Jerry O'Connell, who played Derek in this. He was like the adult film director who I absolutely loathed that guy from beginning to end in this movie because he was like, it's like, sure, he's a porno director. He was like, but he was just so pervy in the most obnoxious way imaginable. Seriously.
Well, Jerry O'Connell does that well. He's done that in a few movies he's been in.
There is one. I mean, he's not like that in this movie. It's hard to believe it was 20 years ago already. This movie. I also remember him in. I didn't see the whole thing, but I've seen parts of it. I also remember when he was in that movie, Kangaroo Jack.
He was in Stand By Me too.
Yeah, he was also in that too.
Yeah, he played. That's right. He played Vern in Stand By Movie. The Stand By Me. That was his debut. He was like 12 years old at the time.
Yeah, he was.
And then, as I mentioned, was it last week or maybe the week before that he did a TV show called My Secret Identity, where he played like a superhero, and he could fly, but the only way he could direct himself is with aerosol cans and it was really, really weird. But I loved that show. I thought it was awesome. Plus, he did Sliders too, which was a great show.
Oh yeah, and we were also let's see, what else did I see him in? Oh yeah, he was in Scream 2. He played Derek, a different Derek, not the same guy in this movie. It's spelled differently. Played who was Sydney's boyfriend in that film.
Yep,
in Scream 2. Yeah, he looked so much younger back then.
Richard Dreyfuss was in this movie too.
Yes, he was in the opening scene. That was their homage to Jaws. Like he played a character in this who was also named Matt.
And this is what we talked about last week when you guys brought up Cronenberg, and I just went off on a whole.
Yeah, we're listen. I'm Cronenberg, Rick, and this is Cronenberg, Morty, and.
Oh, Rick, we're certainly gonna miss Cronenberg world when everyone was Cronenberg.
I'm Cronenberg Pickle Rick.
Wow, they should do that one.
They should.
Like they had the Cronenberg versions of Rick and Morty, and then they had Pickle Rick. They should do, they could revisit things.
It could.
I should be on that writing team.
There's literally endless possibilities for that show. I'm just. You never know what direction they're going to go into,
and it's kind of related to Sliders. The movie
kind of is, yeah.
I mean, if you guys ever watch that, I mean, it's like they slide between different universes, alternate realities, if you will, and that's kind of what Rick and Morty do.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see who else was in this. Oh yeah, there
Ving
was
Rhames
Ving Rhames. Yes,
or
I've seen
Rhames.
Ving Rhames. Yes, I've seen him in several big movies, such as Pulp Fiction, where he played Marcellus Wallace. He was that crime boss in that. And let's see. Oh yeah, before that, I believe he was in another horror film. He played Leroy in the Wes Craven movie, The People Under the Stairs.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a great one. Yeah,
I
we
don't
should.
remember him in that. It's been a while.
Huh.
I have to watch that again.
Oh yeah, it's a pretty good one. I like it. Let's see.
I mean, he got around. He definitely got around. I mean, but like for me, Marcellus Wallace is his like crowning role with that little band-aid on the back of his neck.
Yeah,
you know, like which was actually related to something in his real life. Like he had something removed there, and they just kind of put it into the movie.
They just kind of added it to the movie. I didn't even,
but they never explained
I didn't
it.
Notice the Band-Aid at first until like later on in the film. I think
they never explained it, just like they never explained what was in the damn briefcase.
No,
it would glow like yellow, but you didn't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, you never knew what it was in the suitcase.
Is that what I think it is? Yeah.
It's like you had like the two biggest mysteries in that film. You never knew what was in the suitcase. You never knew why he wore the damn Band-Aid on the back of his neck.
Wait, I got it. I've got it. What was in that suitcase? One of the golden tickets from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
That's what it was. I got a golden ticket.
Does that explain? Does that also explain the Band-Aid to the back of his neck?
Though? No, it would explain the glowing. So because it was a golden ticket.
Well, maybe. Actually, here's an idea. Maybe he got like a paper cut for the golden ticket. That's how he has a Band-Aid on the back of his neck.
But what was he doing with the golden ticket in the back of his neck?
Yeah, that doesn't. That
he
doesn't
must have just been
hey,
swinging
look!
around and must have actually like hit it to the back of his neck.
This is awesome. Oh,
let's see. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. I first saw The People Under the Stairs with my cousin Jack when we were watching Svengoolie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I seen that too. I remember first time I saw it was on Svengoolie as well.
I love Sven. He's a legend. Let's see. Oh, rubber chicken. Yeah,
I got him.
Yeah, make sure you throw it at him when you see him. When you see him, yes.
I can't believe you have one of those.
Yeah, Stephanie actually got that for me because there's a place up in the Poconos here that we go to, and there's this little candy shop / toy store. And the first time we went there was a bunch of toys that made fart sounds, and I just kept playing with them all. And then there was like an entire bin of these things. Okay. I pushed them all down, and then I just walked away and let them all go like for like a minute and a half. Like it was hysterical. And then she came back with one of these.
Oh man. Let's see what else was.
I'm just gonna say that
BB3 red too. Okay.
I'm just gonna say that rubber chicken sound it makes. I mean, it had such a high pitch sound. It almost sounds like it's a chicken that's like stuck in quicksand.
Sounds like a chicken being slaughtered.
He's going through the different stages of acceptance and all that.
I get a robot chicken reference. I get it.
Oh yeah, you got that, dude.
Yeah, I love that.
What was that, a giraffe?
Yep, giraffe. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also remember Ving Rhames was also in. Let's see, he played Luther in the Mission Impossible movies, and he also played Kenneth, that cop from the Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yes, he did. On top of the roof, playing the game where like they picked out the different people. Like what was it? I'm trying to think of one of the people they had. Oh Christ! They were just picking out zombies that looked like people.
That look like celebrities.
Yeah, and shoot them and stuff like that.
That's right.
And cut his finger while he sharpened the golden ticket too much.
So yeah, Richard Dreyfuss in this opening scene, like he plays a fisherman named Matt, and I'm thinking, Nick, you came up with this idea that maybe Piranha, Back to the Future, and Jaws are in the same universe because it has Christopher Lloyd in this, and let's see, who could be Dr. Brown, and yeah,
and Pulp Fiction.
And they have Matt in this. So what?
Irene's here. She's at the hospital right now. So doctor, the outpatient area. I hope you're all right, Irene.
Yeah, I hope you're doing okay. Yeah. So
So it's a universe where Karate Kid, My Secret Identity, Jaws, Pulp Fiction, Back to the Future, and what else exists?
Piranha.
Let's see.
Well,
So the Piranha, maybe this is like a match from the only survivor of the trio who took down the shark in Jaws. Matt. So he's retired from from his marine biology career and is now fishing in Arizona. And the thing is, what's weird about this is like the earthquake that happens that releases all those piranhas. This doesn't happen until right after he drops a beer bottle down there. And right when it gets to the bottom of that lake floor, you see all kinds of garbage, all kinds of bottles and lawn chairs and coolers. And okay, seriously, who the hell throws a cooler into a lake? Honestly.
Just obviously litter bugs.
It's a song they sang in Jaws.
Yeah.
Show me
the way to go home.
Which is actually like a really old, like almost 100-year-old song now. It was actually originally recorded back like I think it was like 1920s.
I'm drunk and I want to go to bed.
Yeah, I remember that. Yes, and
she's fine. She's got lousy lungs.
Hope you do well. Hope you do well. Hope it gets better.
I hope so too.
Oh, hey, Sarah. Some
Sarah.
people put coolers in lakes. They don't have ice. Oh, well, yeah. Well, it's like.
Well, but there's insulation with coolers, so even if the lake is cool, it's not going to cool your drinks if you put the cooler in the lake.
Yeah, exactly.
It would do better if you just put the bottles right in the lake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just tie them all to a string and just put them in there.
Well, I mean, Billy, if you have like beer and stuff like that, then it is like pollution.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know a little something about beer. I can tell you.
Yeah, but and so I mean, Elizabeth Shue and Ving Rhames have talked to like one or two times in this film that people are using like the lake as their for like a garbage dump. But so maybe this opening scene showing that ocean floor full of garbage and then that earthquake occurring, releasing the piranhas. Maybe there's a message in there that most people are missing. What if there's a hidden message in this about the earth getting back at us? Or at least that back at everybody on that lake as for polluting the lake. Like these piranhas are their punishment.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
Woodsy the owl over here.
So
where was Woodsy when you needed him?
That's going back to the 80s, man. Before your guys.
Yeah, it's a little before me. Wait, Ving Rhames is in this movie? Yes, he is. He plays one of the deputies who works with Elizabeth Shue in this film.
His name's Deputy Fallon.
Fallon, that's right. And yeah, I wanted to get to this later. There's like something like crazy that he does fighting off the piranhas with a boat propeller.
Wait, there's a guy who's credited, Eli Roth. He's credited with being wet T-shirt host.
Yes, he is. Yes, yeah, Eli Roth said it too.
I was going to bring that up. Eli Roth, because he's done some good work he's done some fairly decent work for horror as well, in the movie industry overall. Like the first project he did was at least the feature film was that became known was Cabin Fever, and I remember that one from back in the early 2000s. 2003, I think. And let's see, or 2002. My bad. Let's see. He also directed Hostel 1 and 2. Let's see, God. Green Inferno.
Those movies were horrific.
They are. And he was also an actor too, mainly working with. He's worked with Quentin Tarantino a few times in Grindhouse, and he also played Sergeant Donnie Donowitz in Inglourious Bastards,
or better known as the Bear Jew.
Yep. he bashes their face in with a baseball bat is what he does.
Well, and most recently he actually just made something for the Travel Channel. I mean, first off, he also about 2 years ago now he did the series of Ghosts Ruined My Life, and just now he actually, and I've been watching it lately. It's that new show on the Travel Channel, Legion of Exorcists, which if you guys didn't know, one of our guys is on that show, the Reverend Sean Whittington, along with several other exorcists. And it's actually, I mean, normally I don't really watch too many of a lot of the modern paranormal shows, but this one is actually really good. So he just, and Eli Roth, not only did he create the series, he also partially hosted it. So he's
Oh, yeah.
still working. He's still working on. I mean, he's still involved in filmmaking, but now he's been kind of more focusing on the paranormal genre than what he did like 20 years ago.
Yeah, last week
right.
was the original Piranha movie. Right?
Didn't we discuss Piranhas last week? Yeah, we did, Sarah. We covered the first Piranha movie from 1978.
What were you asking, Tom?
No, I was commenting on Sarah's comment. Like she said,
Oh,
did
yeah,
we discuss Piranhas last week? I was like, well, yeah, that was the original.
Yeah, now we're talking about the remake.
This is like years and years later. Like the original was what, 78, you said?
Yeah, 78.
So, and now this is 2010. And this is like a reboot, remake kind of 3D thing.
Like a modern take to it almost.
Modern take to it.
Christopher Lloyd and Great Scott.
Great Scott. Yeah.
This particular piranha vanished 2 million years ago.
Let's see. Oh, and this film also has one of the biggest newcomers in this film was Stephen R. McQueen, who played Jeremy in the Vampire Diaries at this time. He was like starting off with his TV career, and he's also the grandson of the iconic Steve McQueen.
I knew that. Right? I did know that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should mention the whole 3D. Like this was made around the time when 3D was starting to come back again, just briefly. Because that's the thing. 3D, it just has a long history of just coming and going. Like the craze starts out of nowhere, stays with us for just a little bit, and then fizzles out. Then repeats that cycle years later. They did this in they did this in the 50s monster movies, and also in the 80s with Friday the 13th Part 3, among many other things. And let's see, and
we're probably
they needed color to do the 3D thing, though. You know, they couldn't do it in black and white. That just didn't work.
Nope.
Right.
Like even though the Three Stooges tried to do a 3D,
I was about to say
thing,
that's even earlier. They even did that with the Three Stooges.
Like where like they're throwing a fork and the fork's just like
it was like that was like back in the 40s.
But it's not the same in black and white as it is in 3D with the glasses and the different what is it, chromachrome colors and stuff like that,
or whatever it was called.
Yeah, that's true. Irene says, haven't seen piranha yet. If I do, it'll probably be our dinner. Oh, I never pictured piranha being a delicacy. I wonder. Didn't know that was a thing.
You know, maybe they are.
Well, the thing is, I mean, it's interesting that Irene had said that, because I mean, I know she lives in Japan, but I often wonder if they get like a lot of like shipping of it in Japan, because I know it's a delicacy in South America, and I know, of course, Japan and a lot of other Asian countries, you know, fishing is quite a lot of their fish products are quite a delicacy for several of their countries. So I wonder how often they get like piranhas in this case.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are considered delicacies all around the world that you wouldn't think of here. Like, as we learned from Clue, apparently monkeys' brains are a delicacy. You know,
like I saw in Indiana Jones.
Right.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like one thing I wanted to mention, like this whole 3D. This was the movie was also released around the time when they started releasing 3D TVs, which that also came and went. Like nobody's like making 3D TVs anymore. My parents bought one while I was like in college. It was when I was still living at home, going to school at Kentucky, and then when I came back for Christmas break, like I decided, you know what, I haven't tested, because like nobody ever used the 3D glasses that come with the TV. You know, you have to like press a button and it turns the 3D on. Like I never tested that before. I decided, okay, I might as well try it tonight. It was Christmas Eve. We had all just gotten back from our big family gathering party at Christmas Eve. But so I couldn't fall asleep just yet. So I decided, okay, I'll watch a movie falling asleep. So I put on the Grinch, Jim Carrey Grinch. And so I tested the 3D. I tested the 3D on that. And that's it. That's the only time I ever used it.
That was it?
It could have been worse. It could have been a Christmas Story that you were doing. You know.
That's the only time I used the 3D function on that TV. Like nobody. That's how much my family cares about 3D.
This guy is using 3D glasses.
He's using a 3D Hardy Hooby Waddy.
I don't know what's going on.
Spending a little quality time with the Grinch.
I'm gonna go steal him while he's sleeping.
Oh man. I'm so glad that they're considering bringing back Jim Carrey as that, because seriously, that's like one of the
Well, I mean, he hasn't really done a whole hell of a lot for a while now. Really.
Well, because he said he was retiring.
Yeah, I'm hoping he doesn't retire because he's finally making a comeback with the Sonic movies, playing like Dr. Robotnik. It's like, come on, you're finally.
I haven't watched that at all.
He's amazing in that. I mean, it's like, come on, Jim Carrey, you're finally making a comeback here, and you're just gonna throw that away. I mean,
we need another Ace Ventura is what we need.
Jim Carrey could be the new Morty, maybe. Like,
well,
I don't know.
I don't know if you can pull that one off.
I don't know how that's possible. But,
I could sooner see Michael J. Fox.
Well, I don't know about
with his issues and all. Like I could still see Michael J. Fox before I would see Jim Carrey.
I just feel bad for Michael J. Fox because of his Parkinson's disease.
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, because I saw him in interviews and it's bad. Like the way he just shakes uncontrollably. I'm like, man, that's rough.
Yeah, it's gotten bad in the last 10 years. Really, it's gotten pretty bad.
Well, that's
but
also...
he's still a trooper though. He's still going to the cons and stuff like that. And
I love. Yeah, I just love how he's still dedicated. No matter what, he's still dedicated to his fans. That's what I admire about the guy.
Well, you also have to remember a lot of these actors too get it, especially as they reach old age, and they always still try to do what they can to.
I mean, he's not Alex P. Keaton anymore, but
right?
Yeah,
but he's still Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, and here, wanted to bring this up. Hang on, where's that comment? Where's that?
I thought you were going to burp. I wanted to bring this up.
No, I actually had a hiccup. That's why I stopped talking for a second.
Oh, here it is. Let's see. Don, Nick, and Tom, will you guys talk about the lesser-known sequel by James Cameron? Oh, yeah. He's talking about the 1981 sequel to the original Piranha, and it's Piranha 2: The Spawning, which directorial debut of James Cameron, who would become a huge Hollywood legend with his big blockbuster films such as Avatar, Titanic, Terminator 2, all those big hits.
Isn't that the one that you said where they reused a lot of the footage?
No, that was the remake from 1995, which had Mila Kunis. Yeah, that one was terrible. That was a joke. Well, this one, but this one, but you know what's the closest thing I can do to that? I don't think we're gonna actually do a whole episode on it. I don't think it's really worth doing. Well, we can discuss it. But one thing I can do is I can display the trailer on here. Here, you know what? Let me present it on here. Share screen. I don't know if the sound will come through right away, but I'll try.
Should it's defaulted to come through right away now?
Yeah, StreamYard's been kind of acting weird, so don't be surprised if we can't hear it done.
Okay, let me put it up.
Super breed of killer fish
it's working.
that can swim, fly.
Oh yeah,
They bred the ultimate killing machine. Now you are not safe out of the water. Piranha 2, Flying Killers.
Piranha 2. Who the hell was that guy? Who was that guy that did those voiceovers for the movie?
Yeah, I know.
I remember them from the B movies and stuff.
I've always wondered who that voice is. You hear it in a lot of the 80s horror films. I mean,
only the B movies though. It wasn't like the major movies. Because when you got to the later 80s, you had that other guy that in a world,
oh yeah.
I remember that.
You'd hear him on Movie Phone, if you guys remember Movie Phone.
Yeah, I definitely do. Who was that did that voice, Don? I'm
trying to remember his name, but I know he died years ago.
Well, the guy that did the later ones, but the earlier ones, he had the voice that sounded like this, and it was like a demented Casey Kasem.
Yeah, I never looked
into
that.
15 years ago, I think.
But then the other guy was just in a world.
That's what I'm talking about. He died 15 years ago. I know that. Yeah. I just can't remember.
Hello and welcome to Movie Phone, brought to you by Q102 and PHL 17.
If you know the name of the movie you'd like to see, press 1.
Oh my god!
I remember that was parodied also in the
I want horror cartoon movies. Oh Jesus! I don't know.
Well, you know, there was a movie we
here.
talked about some time ago that did have some cartoons in it.
Yeah.
The Creep Show movies.
That's right.
There was a little bit of cartoons that happened in that.
That's right. Let's see. Don LaFontaine.
Well, you know what?
That's his name.
I ought to show you guys something that has something that's kind of like
the world.
Hang on 1 second. I'm just putting the
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get down. And Arnold Schwarzenegger. Get down again.
Yeah, Don LaFontaine. So Sarah was just asking about
Tortilla Boy.
Sarah was just asking about like cartoon horror movies, right? Well,
right.
I might actually be able to provide something like that because seeing that Jeremy's on,
Jeremy's spoken.
Since Jeremy's on, I thought he's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. I kind of made something like that involving a cartoon horror film. It's only actually like a minute video, but it's the first time ever I involve animation. You guys want to check it out quickly?
Sure.
What it is was my participation for the 2022 Paranormal Awards. If I could find it, that is. I know I have it. I know I have it somewhere. Yes, I know I am, Jeremy. Here, you guys continue talking while I'm looking for this.
Oh yeah. And I just want to say, I love the design of the piranhas in this. Like, they actually look like prehistoric fish because, like, the original ones, look good, but some people would find it cheesy looking. Like, let me put up the picture of. Here. Hey, Ron.
What's up, Ron?
So, like, let me share the screen here. Okay, so this is what the piranhas looked like in the original version from 1978. Like, there's a whole school of them. Yeah, like, this would seem like a cheesy today, like, but this worked back then. Like, they looked intimidating, they looked terrifying, like something you want to avoid in the water, right? But and now,
I would still avoid them now.
And now, here is what the piranhas look like in this version.
Well, you kind of have it in the background already.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do look like anglerfish.
Yeah, it's more prehistoric, and I mean, granted, the eyes aren't glowing and stuff like they are in the background image that you have, but
but I just love this design, the way the fins look, the eye. Let's see those teeth. Like, oh man, like, wait. Why do I get Tremors 2 vibes with flying piranhas? Oh,
the ass
I don't know.
blasters.
The ass blasters. Yeah, from Tremors 3. Yeah, that would be.
Did you guys ever do Tremors?
No, we haven't.
Not. I want to though. I
really want to. There is an entire line of movies of Tremors.
Oh yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah, like the first one is the best, clearly. But yeah, I mean they also did a short.
Well, yeah, Kevin Bacon's in it, so
yeah. I mean, Kevin Bacon, Reba McEntire, Fred Ward, Michael Gross, and it had,
but Michael Gross is in every one of them.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I'm just saying he was in that. I'm just saying, but
even when they went back in time.
Oh yeah, it also had the girl from Jurassic Park.
Yep.
Yeah, 3 years before Jurassic Park.
Which, by the way, just a few days ago, if you guys didn't know, Jurassic Park just turned 30.
Yes.
Jurassic Park is frightening in the dark. All the dinosaurs are running wild. Sorry, Weird Al moment.
That's okay.
Well, wait. I was actually gonna respond back to Clark's question here. Clark, the Bell Mansion was unbelievable. The investigation was a lot better than I expected it to be. I mean, unfortunately, we weren't able to stay for the full night as much as we were hoping to because, honestly, we were just really exhausted. It had been a very long day, and the investigation at the Bell Mansion was kind of a last-minute ordeal. So it's great, and I actually might be going back possibly. I can't say for sure, but possibly back in August because I'm not going to say exactly who, but Actually, I think it's probably worth bringing this up to you guys. I might be featured in a documentary film real soon.
Have you figured out whether or not you're going to Gettysburg?
I'm probably going to need at least another week or so before I go. I really don't know.
I mean, it's what, in July, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, July is going to be a busy month for me as well. I mean, mostly with
that's my deciding factor on whether or not I'm going to visit. Whether or not you're
and
there.
The other thing too for me is that it's not necessarily July that's going to be busy. It's actually going to be August because I'm going to be going out of town several times because I'm going to be heading out to Colorado. Then I got to head down to Kentucky. And then, of course, that documentary film I just mentioned, I might have to head back to Indiana. So there's a possibility I may not be able to make it to Gettysburg because of these other trips. So, because understandably, I only have so much vacation time to take.
Yeah. I mean, I want to go because I would like to meet Santiago. Because I've never met him in person. And I'd like to meet him in person, but that alone is not enough.
Yeah. So. Don, you've met him. You remember?
Yeah, I know. I met him.
He's an interesting character.
He is. Well, and he's coming back to SilCon, by the way. So
nice. Yeah, he's going all over the place. He's been traveling to all different cons.
I gotta bring this up because this was so funny what he did last year. But they had at SilCon last year down in Mattoon, Illinois. We had him with us, and they had this took place at a cross country at the Cross County Mall down in Mattoon, which is in the central part of Illinois, and they had a booth, or not necessarily a booth, where they would have because again it's a mall, it's where a former a small shopping area would be, and they actually turned it all into a zombie shooting game area. So so I was in line with me and Tom McNicholas. We were in line with some of our other paranormal friends from out of state. Santiago was with, and
with Tom, the Hi-Ya Nation.
Well, wait, Tom and then the others. They went in first because they were taking small groups for the zombie shooting game. I ended up staying behind with the other group, and one of the guys. I'm so glad he filmed this because not long after he walked in, I can't see what's going on behind the curtain, but all you could hear is just Santiago just yelling out. He's you can hear him shooting the toy guns at the zombies, and all you just hear is his yell. And I'm telling you right now, I could not stop laughing after hearing all that.
I'm totally envious of him of having been in The Walking Dead. Even though it was only a handful of episodes, but still to be part of that.
Yeah.
I don't even think he had a speaking role in that show at all.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been such a long time.
Yeah. He was. It was around the time that when they first went to where the governor was, that area. Okay. That was when he was in that, and he had some speaking roles there.
Yeah, he did.
I remember as soon as I saw him, I was like, oh my god! I didn't realize it at first when Dom had brought him to BB3 and everything. I was like, all right, whatever, this guy. And then he's like, no, he was in The Walking Dead. I said, no, he wasn't. And I went back and I looked and went, oh my god, yeah, I remember him.
And since I knew him really well, it was I think I probably told you before, Tom. When I saw that you guys brought him in, I was very, very happy. I'm like, yes, we got him.
Yeah. I just wish he'd do more on BB3, but whatever.
Yeah. So, Nick, we were discussing before about Richard Dreyfuss in the beginning here, the way he was killed off, the very first victim of the piranhas. So, when the earthquake happened and caused a whirlpool and he got knocked off his bone, the piranhas, and as the piranhas are eating him and the water turns red, it shows that the title card, but the font looked like bloody flesh.
I know I thought that was pretty cool.
And then you get the first jumps, and then you get the first jump scare of the film, where it shows his boat is empty except for that fish he just caught. That's the bass he caught that was flopping out of the water, and then goes to that pool of blood and messed up hand just pops up and before it sinks down. So that opening scene did a great job just setting the tone for what basically setting up what to expect in this movie.
Right.
That's how they got the Terminator thing.
Yeah. Santiago, I think he is a vet, if I'm correct.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I figured he was.
He definitely is. He actually wrote a book, a fictitious book about his experience and like everybody else's experiences, like being over with the war and all that and everything like that. Like I can't remember what the name of the book is off the top of my head, but he's been selling it like crazy on Amazon, and it's a real easy read. It's only like, I don't know, like 100 some pages long or whatever. But people have been raving about it. I didn't buy it, so I haven't read it.
Yeah, I haven't read it either. I also know too. He recently appeared on. He also recently appeared on a. I don't remember what show, but it was on Investigation Discovery. Obviously, Investigation Discovery is not really a network that really shows a lot of paranormal shows, but I know he was recently.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he does.
ID.
He does paranormal investigations and stuff.
He does. Yeah, but whatever this was on Investigation Discovery, not Travel Channel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to discuss how another part of this movie that another scene that really sets the tone is like the teens partying. You know, like it should, like they said, there's like 20,000 college kids that descend upon this spring break capital of America, and it shows. And at this party, it shows just about everything you expect from college kids. It shows girls in bikinis, barbecues.
It's a quintessential part of a horror movie, like from the 80s on, 70s on, is that there has to be a bunch of college kids or teens partying and drinking and having sex and all this. You know, I mean, it's all part of the horror experience.
Pretty
and
much.
If they don't have that in there, then it's just a jump scare movie.
Well, and you know what? The funniest thing is about that is that, you know, I was pretty much exposed to that at still a young age because I saw this movie when I was 17 and I was still in high school at that time. So I was kind of like getting exposed to that so-called college life early at a young age.
Hey, I've been in a frat. I've been in my share of crazy parties. So,
I mean, I was exposed to it via movies as a kid as well. I mean, keep in mind, I was born in 75. So like in the early 80s, like when all these horror movies and even the comedy movies that were coming out that had to do with like college life and stuff like that, like I got to watch all that. I never went to college, so I never had that experience, but you know.
Yeah, I gotcha. And of course this shows like, you know, teens doing dumb things too. Like there was like one part where Elizabeth Shue's character Julie is introduced. She's like the sheriff of the town in Lake Victoria, and she's writing a ticket for a kid who just crashed his car into a parking meter. And then if that wasn't dumb enough, he starts coming on to her, and then she was not having it. She's not having it. Puts him in cuffs. Even whips out a taser like when people start getting close to her. So right off the bat, she showed that she's a force to be reckoned with.
Well, horror movies always have to have dumb people in it. Like, hello, who's there? Like, and they walk in. You know, it's.
Oh my god! And this the taser comes into play later, like during the massive carnage, where one of the things that she does is she fires the taser into the water, shocking and exploding the piranhas. And I'm like, dude, would a taser really? I'm thinking, would a taser really do that?
No.
I don't think
it would not. There's too much water to disperse that energy from that little taser.
It's like,
you know, unless she got it right in that one fish and it exploded, then that would be different.
Yeah, because like I've never held a taser. I never used a taser before, but I know that they have the way tasers work. They have like these barbs that stick into someone to emit that electricity.
But I mean, water does conduct electricity very well. However. That would have to be one really powerful taser gun, to disperse throughout all that
taser.
Yeah, not only that, but also, what if the taser didn't just affect the piranha? What if she also shocked some of the kids that were stuck in that water?
Right.
Yeah.
Or she stimulated them and they just started repopulating.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what good would that do? Like,
really,
taser in the water.
So, and there was like the subplot in the movie where Steve R. McQueen, he plays Jake, you know, like the Elizabeth Shue's son in this, and is met with with Derek. You know, they got adult film director and his and his two girl associates who are like basically adult actresses. One of them actually was played by, and I learned that one of them was actually played by a real adult actress. I think her name was Riley Steele or something.
Yeah, they're often known to use real like adult actresses for those kind of roles.
Yeah, they did for this movie. I've been told they used several. So,
well, just think about how many roles. What's his name? Ron Jeremy was in.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, but yeah. So Derek like invites this underage. Like this kid probably 16 or 17. I'm guessing Jake was supposed to be like 16 or 17, but either way, he was underage. Bringing him on board his boat to be like a location scout, so they could shoot adult scenes. So you're bringing an underage kid to shoot adult scenes, and also his love interest too. Another underage girl who is like her name was Kelly. She's played by Jessica. I keep forgetting her last name. Jessica Soar. Jessica Soar. She was in Gossip Girl. She played Vanessa in that. That's like one of the biggest things that she's known for because she's been in all kinds of TV shows. But anyway, so Derek, the insanely pervy, obnoxious director, brings minors onto their 16 or 7 years old. Not only have exposing them to adult scenes being produced, but also giving them liquor, and drugs and whatnot. And I'm just like, okay, dude, you're just asking for some serious jail time for this.
Well, hey, this is not the first time we've seen something like that happen. If you ever seen, I've never seen it, but I've heard about it. If you ever seen that movie Boogie Nights? The guy in that movie who stars in those kind of films, he's supposed to be 17.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mark Wahlberg's character,
yeah.
Dirk Diggler.
Yeah, Dirk. At the time, I just knew that he was also a rapper at that time. He was known as Marky Mark.
Oh, Marky Mark in the Funky Bunch.
That's kind of a weird name for a group. I'm sorry, but who would come up with a name like that for a group?
It's about that time. Yeah, I don't know.
So, and then there were like there was the seismology team, like seismology divers. I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw this movie, but. Led by this guy named Novak, and one name that stood out for me out of those divers was Dina Meyer, and she played Paula, the girl, like the second of the two divers who were eaten. Two of the divers were killed. She was the second one to be killed. Like I've seen her in several different movies, like in Starship Troopers. She played Dizzy Flores, Casper Van Dien's love interest in that.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw her in that. But as far as horror, she's known for playing, the Detective Carey in the Saw movies.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah. Hey, seriously, one day we also got to cover the Saw movies. That's what I love about this podcast. There's so many different possibilities of things.
Game.
Good one, Tom.
Yeah, see, that's what I love about this right here. Like, there's just so many different things we could cover on the show.
Horror is a never-ending field, really.
It's not.
I didn't want to bring this up. But, yeah, I didn't want to bring this up, but this movie was also produced by Paul and Harvey Weinstein.
What's the problem with him?
Look up his name and you'll see. I just want to say I don't want to talk too much about this monster, but I will say this. I'm just glad that he's right where he belongs, and he is paying for the disgusting crimes that he's committed, and I'll just leave it at that.
Regardless as to that, though, there were some cool things made that that he had to do with one way or another, regardless as to how he is as a person. That's irrelevant.
I'll just ask this question: is this the same type of crimes like the director of Jeepers Creepers did?
Worse.
Or is it worse?
He's targeted so many of actresses.
Oh. But there have been a lot of people in Hollywood who have done a lot of these things. It's just he happens to be the poster boy for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now he is
at the current. Yeah. But I mean, it's going on a lot. Like in the different fields, it's especially in the porn field. I mean, God, Christ, God only knows what went on there.
Yeah, Who knows how many stories are behind closed doors for that one?
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus.
but in
I don't
Hollywood in general,
Yeah.
Yeah, Hollywood in
it's
general,
a dirty place.
Yep, it can
Yeah,
be.
it can be, and it depends on who you get involved with.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Let's
And
see.
it's also, of
but
course,
we reap the benefits because we get to see the end results, the movies, which is what we love.
Right.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, because DJ. Yeah, I didn't want to bring up Harvey Weinstein because I just hate talking about that monster. But
Yeah.
but
He was involved in a lot of shit, or a lot of
It
things.
was.
yeah, a lot of great movies were made by his company, but
Yeah.
does not make me look past what he's done.
Mm-mm.
No way.
Doesn't make me like the movies any less, though.
The movies are still great. You just may not
Yeah.
like the guy that made
Right.
a lot of those movies.
Yeah. And let's see, what was I talking about before? I want to. I'm gonna move on here. What was I talking? Oh yeah, when the two divers went down into that trench to go into this subterranean lake. Like, is that even a thing? Subterranean lakes?
I would have to think.
Well, it kind of almost resembles.
That's where like the little egg stacks were and all that, right? Like,
Yeah,
Well, not only that, I mean, it was
and he's
kind
like,
of
something
almost-
bit me.
Yeah, that was that one. That was that one diver. Yeah, Sam. Yeah, so it was two characters. Let's see, Sam and Paula. Sam was the first to go down there. Paula was like way behind him, and but by the time she get to him, he was already being devoured by the piranhas, and she couldn't make it out in time. She gets bitten all over the place, and so Novak goes down for her. By the time she gets her onto the boat, she's already eaten down to the bone. And I will say this. One of the things that impressed me most about this movie is the props for the bodies in this, like, and the prosthetics, all of it. It looked legit. Like,
I saw a bunch of pictures
yeah,
of the backstage of all that stuff.
oh yeah, I've seen the makeup effects. It looks so real, all of it. I'm just like, oh man.
DJ Evan says, "I'm joining you guys doing the Saw and Halloween movies."
Okay.
Well, you know.
So-
I felt like Christopher Walken right there. Well, you know,
well,
in the next couple of
know they
weeks,
use it.
I will be talking to Sandy Johnson,
Oh, really?
Judith Myers. Yes, me and Dom are doing a Dom and Tom's World with the Sandy Johnson.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
Judith Myers from the original Halloween.
What?
That's
when are
right.
you guys doing that show?
I think it's supposed to be the 22nd of this
Of
month.
June?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, nice.
So
Remind
I
us.
gotta put it down on my calendar.
Yeah, we got that's one we definitely got to watch.
I mean, back in February, of course, we did, and you guys saw some clips from that. We did the Betsy Baker and Teresa Tilley from the original Evil Dead. We
That's
got
right.
to interview them, and that was awesome. I love that. I was in such heaven right there. That's my movie. You know, I
Evil
love
Dead,
that franchise.
Oh yeah. Hey, soon we're gonna have to go back to Evil Dead because we've covered the first movie, but there's also Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, the Evil Dead reboot from 2013.
Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Ash versus Evil Dead.
There's 3 seasons of it.
Yes, and the latest work, Evil Dead Rise.
Evil Dead Rise.
Which both Nick and I saw, and oh my god, it is.
I have
brutal.
not seen it yet.
It's insane.
Dom saw it, and he's like, "Dude, you gotta see it. It's awesome. It's scary." And
I'm just gonna say this: it's really the first one since the original where there's no comedy to it at all.
Right.
I mean, it's really meant to be scary this time.
yeah,
It's
Well,
a dead serious film.
from the second one on, there was comedy involved. Like there was more and more comedy involved as time went on. Like you had the second one, there was some. You had Army of Darkness. There was even more. Then you had Ash versus the Evil Dead. I mean, that was nothing but comedy as far as I'm concerned.
For the most part,
But they did bring back his sister, the chick that played his sister in that series, and that just blew me away when I was watching. I'm like, oh my god!
I know, I was like that too. I mean, up until then, I don't think she's like acted for anything for like years.
And she won't do interviews, which is why she wasn't on our show.
No.
She,
Ellen Sandwich.
but Betsy Baker and Teresa Tilly were there. And that was awesome.
Well, you know, one thing I was going to say about the new Evil Dead is that, put it this way, it's a film that kind of obviously goes back to the original roots of the original Evil Dead when that one was serious itself.
With better effects.
With better effects, yeah.
Yep.
And more stop motion.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And let's see. What was I going to say? I lost track here.
I'm sorry. I
like I want to say I was
sorry,
saying
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I was talking about the props, the dummies for the dead bodies. Like that looks so real. Like I it's like part of me wants to put like images up on here, but they're like too brutal, like too. Like, it's like one look at them, it's like they're like way too gruesome for me to show on here.
Well, I saw one picture of a guy who had like he was supposed to have his legs eaten off or whatever. But like I mean, obviously his legs were like in the sand and they just had the prosthetics,
right? Prosthetics, yes.
Like I mean, it was the behind the scenes pictures were pretty gruesome.
Well, Don, when you mentioned about the two scuba divers that went in, you forgot to mention one thing. What happened to the what was the lady's name? What was her name?
Oh, Dina Meyer.
Yeah, you forgot about what happened after she was devoured. The eyeball.
Yeah, the eyeball. Yeah, that goes towards the screen. Yeah, they do several things where like small things like go right towards the screen. Where they're like one of them was a piranha egg. Let's see, another one. Yeah, like that. And
just give that
and the eyeball floats to her eyeball floats to the screen. Then a piranha just comes and
chews it up. Yeah, it's supposed to give that 3D effects.
Yep. And right after when they get back to shore, that's when they stop into Mr. Paul Goodman's place. Who Paul Goodman played by Christopher Lloyd, who owns an aquarium. Scott. They go straight to him, wanting his expertise because they brought back one of the piranhas that just happened to be hanging on to. Happened to be hanging on to Paula's body, and so they brought that piranha in, asking what this was. That's when he says, "This piranha vanished over 2 million years ago." And then
this particular piranha.
Yep. And then he goes back. Then he goes back to his study and brings out a fossil he just happens to have of this particular piranha.
Yeah.
It's like
it's like a rock.
Look, here, I have this statue. I have this.
Here, look at this.
He must have came prepared.
Great.
He was just in case of this unlikely scenario of an extinct animal. Something you think is extinct. You just happen to have a fossil of it. You just have it.
This thing was erased from existence.
Makes you wonder if someone like Elon Musk has something like that in case this ever actually happened in real life.
he's got a Tesla. He's got a time machine made out of a Tesla.
Yeah, where was his Tesla then?
It only has to reach 44 miles per hour.
Yep.
And
very much.
But then again, he would have made it an alternate universe,
see some
just like
serious shit.
Well, then again, if they try going back in time and changing it, it would have altered everything, just like they learned that in Back to the Future too.
That's right. All of a sudden, they come back, and then Biff has a casino. And
he's like,
wait, who the hell's Biff?
I think.
I thought his name was Tom.
Oh,
he
yeah.
just needs to install a flux capacitor.
He hooks it up to the 3 batteries that are in the back, but not the other ones, because you can't hook it up to the lithium batteries, because if you hook it up to the lithium batteries, then you go forward in time. You have to hook it up to the actual batteries, and then you can go back in time.
Yeah.
Wow, Nick just disappeared.
Yeah,
oh, wait, no, I'm still here.
He's magic. He appears and disappears. Yeah, it happens.
See, what I've been doing lately is, if you guys have been hearing all this noise, I've been cleaning the cordless keyboard, and I dropped the batteries for point.
Wait, now his keyboard is disappearing.
It was.
It is now.
Abracadabra.
Yeah,
he's magic. A witch. He's a witch.
He's a witch.
Hey, did you ever hear of that song, Do You Believe in Magic by the Loving Spoonful? Come on.
In a young girl's heart.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
That's a good song. Speaking of which,
Oh yeah, and so there's also this other subplot where Jake's two young siblings. They look like they're like probably less than 10 years old. They because he's supposed to be babysitting for them, but no, he wants to like go on this job that Derek has him do like scout locations. That's a job that he's definitely not old enough to have, and so yeah, so leaves the two behind at home. But of course, they don't stay at the house like he asked. Like the little brother wants to go fishing. Zane and what was the other girl, Laura? Yeah, so they go out to the canoe. He forgets to tie off the canoe properly on an island. They get stuck there. So when Jake and everyone happens to come across them, on that island, and much to Derek's annoyance, bringing them on. And I'm like, yeah, Derek, now your adult film shoot is officially over because it's bad enough that you have, two teenagers on there who shouldn't even be there in the first place. Now you got little kids who don't even look like they're 10 years old.
oh yeah.
So yeah, at this point, your adult shoot right now is over.
Yeah, it's done. It's done.
Yeah, because it's like there's no way in hell you should ever have little kids like anywhere near something like that. Oh God, I don't even want to. Jesus.
And
You guys
Sarah
want to see a
asks
dead
the good
body?
question: what do they ever do as they are told in horror movies?
Never.
Yep,
Little
exactly.
kid, never. It's
When do
yeah.
they ever? Excuse me.
Yep. Sandra Bullock tells the kid not to take the blindfold off in Bird Box and does it anyway.
Yeah.
You see? Kids don't listen,
No. So,
especially in horror movies.
yeah, well, not all kids are like that. Yeah, some do.
Well,
some do listen.
no. I mean, my kid was perfect. So,
Oh, there you go.
Was it a pickle?
Pickle Junior. He is Thomas Matthew Nally Jr. So
Okay.
There you go. And let's see.
I got that video ready for you guys. Like whenever you guys want me to show it.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's about 2 minutes long because I know Sarah was asking about cartoon related horror films. This is the closest I've ever gotten. Like, so this was when I participated in the 2022 Paranormal Awards. And also, if you think about it and look at it carefully, it even pays a little homage to Creepshow, and you'll see why if you guys haven't seen this. So check this out. Here it is.
Well, hello, kitties. Didn't expect you to creep up on me at a time like this. Normally, that's my job. I'm just here reading another issue of the Scary Stories tribute books. However, I have been called from the darkest reaches of the human mind to present the 2022 Paranormal Awards, or what I would like to call the Scary Awards to present in the dark. Therefore, picking out from the nearby graveyard, the nominees for Paranormal Charity Event of 2022 are Gettysburg Battlefield Bash, a weekend of hope and healing. Night Terror Collective, giving away a car. Potographs Fearafans. Toys for Tots at Wildwood Sanitarium. And the winner for Paranormal Charity Event of 2022 is Potographs Fearafans. Congratulations, and be sure to keep up the scares for many bloody moons to come. See you all in your nightmares, boars and ghouls.
Did you say boars and ghouls?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Pretty impressive, right?
Yeah, I helped you film that.
Yeah, you did. Well, actually, you filmed part of it, but also we actually had to do a reshoot at one point because I realized there was one the poster that I had was actually spelled wrong, so we had to reshoot part of that again. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It's the first time I've ever dealt with animation ever, so it was really cool stuff, though, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So there you go, Sarah. That's I know it's not much, but it was it's in a way showing horror animation.
Did you bribe your son?
No. My son is all mine, man. There's no denying that my son is. Well, I really should not call him my son. To be honest, my son has been transitioning for some time, and it's my deal that I call him my son for now. But he is my daughter, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
I got you.
But he that person is definitely a replica of me. There's no denying.
Okay.
If I were to bring my child on here and you would converse, there'd be no denying. The impressions, I mean, everything. It's to a T.
Wife is Dill.
Dill and son Gargan. That makes me wonder. That also makes me wonder then who's Vlasic Pickles then.
But the name is still Tommy. It's just Tommi. So she could still be Pickle Tommy.
Could he or she also eventually?
I'm Pickle Tommy. Yeah.
Could he or she also eventually become like this is Tommy's world?
Well, this is Tom's child.
No apostrophe still, right?
Right. There's no apostrophes in here. Right here. See that? You got to go there. You got to subscribe.
All of you subscribe. All of you subscribe to Tom's World.
That's no, it's youtube.com/this is Tom's World. No apostrophe.
Right. It's all down there. It's I'm counting on all of you to help me.
Yes, you heard the man. Hey, you heard the man. Go subscribe.
Right? When you watch the ads, that helps me. So don't skip the damn ads.
We're going to need to start making like a commercial or something like every show, like when Tom's on, we got to play that commercial for him.
Or hey, maybe we should also do a commercial for that, and also a commercial that has some relevance to this movie. Like fake ads, like Sven Gulli used to. Yeah, like have some sort of a something to like help avoid being attacked by piranhas.
Speaking of YouTube, YouTube has just decreased their monetization stuff. So now you can be monetized by not with ads, but by being able to do the super chats and stuff like that. You can do that with 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time instead of 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. So it just happened today. I was just watching videos about it earlier. So for all you YouTubers that are out there and you think, I'll never get monetized, all you need is 500 subscribers and 3,000 hours of watch time within a year, and you're making money.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's kind of the beauty sometimes, like using YouTube on various occasions. So, you just need 500 subscribers. I mean, unfortunately, I don't have that yet, but I am starting to get there myself.
Me neither.
Well, it's also it's also because I
haven't
haven't really done a lot of work on my YouTube channel lately because I haven't really made any more of my audiobooks, which I'm hoping to do in the next week or so.
I'm lying though. I am monetized.
You guys. Hey, you guys will get to where I am. You'll get there.
I'm monetized. I have almost 1,600 subscribers, and I've been monetized for 3 months. I haven't reached that threshold yet where you get your first pay because you have to make like $100 before you can get that first pay. I haven't made $100 yet. But I'm getting there. I'll be there by next month.
Isn't BB3 TV? I mean, it's got to have more than 500 subscribers by now on the YouTube channel. No, it hasn't really.
Nope.
Even though
because not everybody on BB3 goes to the YouTube channel, even though I have pleaded with them all. I was like, listen, just give me your email address. I can add you to the damn channel and you can do your shows on the Facebook and YouTube. But no.
Well, here. Look.
There you go. Now you got a
Unless you're under 17.
There you go. What my channel needs to be sponsored by is Deep Woods Off. Because I mentioned that so many times in my videos.
I'm just, trust me, Tom. I mean, I would definitely love to broadcast, on the YouTube page of BB3. It's just that, again, with all these other networks. And if
you're going to like 50 million different places. So
that's the thing. If StreamYard allowed more than 8 platforms, I definitely would then. I mean, I've actually tried, believe it or not, contacting StreamYard and asking for more destinations. And
have you looked into EV Mux?
What's that?
That's another place that you can go to other than StreamYard, where it's very much like StreamYard. Only with the free version, you get more than you do with from StreamYard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like the letter E, the letter V, MUX.
MUX.
And just check that out. And you can actually broadcast in a higher definition as well,
right?
Without having the higher end of things. But they just seem to be so much better. It's like you have StreamYard and then you have OBX, right?
Yeah, I have OBX.
EV Mux is like in between the two.
Okay, yeah.
Right, okay, so
I'm surprised I haven't heard of that before because, like I said, I've contacted StreamYard about asking for more platforms like to broadcast on, but they just keep giving me the same responses.
Yeah. They're more for people that like StreamYard is great. Don't get me wrong, StreamYard is awesome, but it's more for the novices, and OBX is obviously more for the experts.
Yeah,
and this EV Mux is like in between the two, so we check that out and see the packages they have.
Yeah, I definitely will.
Yeah.
Yep. So here. So we were on the topic of how about kids listening. Like I wanted to bring up Clark. We were saying some kids don't listen, but some do. Well, in this movie, none of the kids listen. No one, not even the college kids, because as demonstrated when Elizabeth Shue and Ving Rhames bring their boat out to where the majority of the party are at. There's like this wet T-shirt contest that Eli Roth is like the host that's going on, and then so Ving Rhames gets everybody's attention by firing a gun in the air, which I strongly against because that
the bullet's got to come back down.
Exactly. So it's a stupid idea to fire a gun in the air because what you think that bullet's just going to keep going up and going into space or something? No,
unless it's a blank. Then
that's like no, that
could be a blank.
Yeah, but no, that bullet, you fire a gun in the air, that bullet's going to come down, strike someone, and kill them, and that's on you.
Can you imagine if they were looking for like another scene to shoot Gore with? They kept that like he shoots it, like 2 minutes later, it drops down, it lands right on someone's head, and like the whole head explodes or something like that.
Or
we just had it just for more gore in the film.
Just lands on him like in mid sentence. Listen, I bet
that would actually, I think, be pretty funny if that happened. This is Tom's World Part 2 uses electric sticks for piranhas if shot gloves don't work.
What, like a shock baton, like Nightwing uses.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and of course they announce Ving Rhames says, "Oh, we have an emergency here," and all the kids are like, "Don't worry, we got beer over here." And then the party goes on. And even though the cops are saying trying to shut down, saying get everybody out of the water, and do the kids listen? No. And they don't. The only time they do take the situation seriously is when that girl in the inner tube, I'm guessing was one of the sorority girls. The piranhas start munching on her. They're like, "Oh, is there a shark in the lake?" And it's like, nope, something far worse. A whole school of prehistoric piranhas that are now going to munch on all of you because you were too dumb to not listen to the cops' instructions and get the hell out of the water.
From 2 million years ago.
I was going to say, that's when Yeah, this is pretty much, once that starts, that is pretty much the beginning of the piranha blood feast.
Yes, this is where that 80,000 gallons of fake blood, this is where the majority of it went. The water was turned completely red with all those teens being attacked and killed, devoured, chunks of their flesh eaten off, exposed bone. Oh my God, the prosthetics, all that effects, like they went all out on that.
It was the new Red Sea.
Yeah,
It was not parted by anybody, you know.
It's always a sorority girl. Ain't that the truth?
Well, if you think about it too, because they're rebellious college students, the fact that they basically ignored it already tells you that up until then, they've probably done a lot of other crazy things, and that isn't even the worst stuff that they've done up until then.
Yeah, sorority girls can be rebellious and like
and guys, not just girls.
It can be because with sorority girls, I mean, I should know. I dated one.
Yeah. No comments.
Yeah. Well, I'm with a woman who was a sorority girl. I just wasn't with her when she was. So.
Did you meet her at a van down by the river?
No, I met her at a mall when I was 16 years old.
At a mall, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I've known her for 32 years.
Oh wow.
God, damn. Wow.
Check it out.
Wow.
Piranha's Thanksgiving dinner.
Yep. There was like people being like teens being dragged under the water by the piranha and like exposed, like they were like eaten to the bone. Like I saw like one part where a girl was like dragged down and like then when the piranhas were munching on her whole face was a skeleton, eyes being taken out, and like all the kids were like gathering onto that raft that had like the speakers where the music was playing. It's like, yeah, try all of you getting on that, and good luck maintaining the balance to keep that thing afloat.
Remember what happened to Eli Roth? I mean, he wasn't even killed by the piranhas. I mean, he was attacked by it, but he got killed right in the face by one of the damn big boats.
Yeah, he was.
What was it, like a floating, like little deck kind of thing? Or?
Yeah,
yeah, kind of like in what's it, Creep Show 2?
Yeah,
the raft.
Future Jack. Yes. Oh my God.
Future Jack Skellington.
Oh my God. That's what that girl.
What's this?
Yeah. And then, so like Eli Roth, what happened with him was that he was trying to get onto one of those boats, like one of those standard fishing like one of those standard looking boats, and then like a girl was unable to drag him off. He's like insulting her, and then like, he looks ahead, he looks to his side. There's a boat coming towards him. His head is between that boat and the one he's trying to get on. Hits him and crushes his head, and like blood and whatever brain matter just splashes onto that girl. And I'm like, oh my God.
I was like, I remember in the theater when I was watching it and that was going on. I actually yelled out, although it was loud. It was loud in the theater already, so it's not like they actually heard me yell. I'm like, no, Eli Roth.
Yeah, but. It's like we see everyone trying to get back on the boats, and like there's blood and like parts of their face, parts of their chest, their arms, legs, every bit of them. Everybody has bites, chunks taken out of them in all kinds of places, and then we have this one of the two teens that was just messing and trolling with Jake earlier. One of his teens, his name was
I know. I was about to bring that up for you.
Yeah, who was that punk? Todd? Yeah. What he doesn't make sense. He was already on a boat with his buddies, safe. The piranhas can't get to him, yet he decides to jump into a speedboat and tell him what happens, Nick.
He's supposedly thinking that he's saving people, telling people to get out of the water. And all he does instead, he runs over all these people that are already. If getting attacked by piranhas is not enough, now he's
get out of the water,
probably giving concussions. And then at one point, some girl that he runs over gets her hair caught in the propeller, and he can't. He's not even thinking about the girl. He's just trying to like speed up the boat, and instead he does get the propeller working all right, but that also comes with ripping off the hair and face of that girl to like she's nothing but like muscle and bone. I thought that was pretty awesome. I'm like, hell yeah.
That was super, super grisly. Oh my God.
It was almost like they
that,
were going the worst that they could be in that film.
Yeah, they were. And yeah, that guy Todd, that's the moment where I hated him even more because he's speeding straight through these people, hitting them. Like he's killing several people just to try to save himself. And when it was completely unnecessary to begin with, he could have just stayed on the boat that he was in before. He was the boat he was on wasn't sinking. The piranhas were not getting to him. So why the hell would he just go on the speedboat? It just doesn't make sense. Well, and then of course his boat gets overturned when people like are just grabbing onto that boat. So yeah, he got himself killed
anyway.
Yeah, pretty much.
I was about to say it seemed like karma really paid him back very quickly because that's when everybody else started grabbing him, and then all of a sudden he tips over, and then hey, Nikki, good to see you.
Oh, hi.
Hello, how are you? My ears were ringing. I could hear you.
How you feeling, by the way?
Much better, thank you.
That's awesome.
Great.
Hey, Lauren's in the house too. What's up, Lauren?
Hey, Lauren.
Hey, Lauren.
Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, so tonight we're discussing that bloody, gory remake of Piranha. We were just talking about the most gruesome scene of all, the carnage of all those college kids.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, it's like when that boat just tipped over, then you saw he was attacked himself. So he died as a result of what he was doing anyway.
Great.
Pretty much.
Not now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course there was so like there was Novak who was like one of the seismology divers. He got into a jet ski with a shotgun, shooting piranhas and also helping teens to get to shore. So yeah, he was like one of the few people in this that was actually being useful.
Except there were
I'm just trying to imagine that. Shooting piranhas.
Well, except the problem is, yeah, he's doing a rightful thing, but what can you do when you got thousands of them? You only got like a couple shells to kill a few of them. That's not going to stop the rest of the entire swarm.
Not only that, but firing a shotguns they fire buckshot. That buckshot sprays to say like all over. And what if some of that hit one of the kids?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were Ash Williams, that would be different.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Pool water safe.
That's
Ocean
your boomstick, and
Yeah. Ocean not safe. Oh, it wasn't an ocean. DJ was a lake.
Yes, please send it, Lauren. I like to check it out. A painting that she did.
Oh, nice.
This I got to see.
Yeah. So how's everything, Nikki?
Yeah, good. I'm getting there. Better.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you're doing better. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, we're really glad that you're feeling good. And
shut up, Morty. You don't know what you're talking about half the time.
No, Rick, you gotta shut up.
Is he okay?
Yeah,
he's fine. He's replicating Rick and Morty.
I was gonna say apparently there's two.
What happened there? You were there twice. I don't even know what.
She's been cloned.
Wait. we got a clone going on.
Could you imagine
Nikki is being cloned by
there was
by the Cronenbergs and
and so and so as this insane carnage is going on, like, because Nikki, I was talking about before, like how they did an amazing job with the makeup effects in this movie, like applying all those bite marks, the blood, and also what they used for the dead bodies. The dead bodies in this, like floating in the water, looked real. Even like some of the actors, they look so real to the point where some of the actors and crew were like looking at them, thinking that it was an actual person. They're like, "Hey, are you okay there?"
Wow.
But they were like, "Oh wait," and they're like, "Oh wait, no, that's a dummy."
And Jerry O'Connell was like, "Hey, am I okay?" Oh wait, that's not me.
Yeah, let's get to Jerry O'Connell. So Jerry O'Connell's frustrated that they are missing the main event that's now being attacked by piranhas. Because that's the thing. At this point, none of the characters, Jake or Derek or any of the girls, like none of them know about the piranhas just yet. But then Derek gets the boat unstuck. Like runs into the rocks. At this point, he's gone full on punk at this point. I did not like the guy at all.
Yeah.
Like he causes himself and one of the girls, Crystal, who is played by I think Riley Steele, go overboard. She's killed by the piranhas, and then he has like lower half of his body eaten away. And they again, amazing effects on this. Like I know that watching it can be brutal. I know that, but I'm just impressed with the work that went into it.
Yeah,
Nick, you okay?
Yeah, there's one scene you brought up his bottom half, but I think you know what else he took too, Todd.
Yeah, why don't you explain it, Nick?
You want me to explain it?
Yeah.
Okay. How can I explain this?
You just do it the way it was.
So
I'm just saying.
When Don explained that the piranhas basically ate his lower half, I'm not talking just his legs. I'm not talking that at all. He apparently the piranhas ate his dick too.
and that's
They
what
preferred the penis.
And there's a scene in the water where you see the severed organ. It's in CGI, of course. And
yeah,
one of the piranhas.
It's only 2 inches long.
Yeah. One of the piranhas looks at it like with curiosity and eats it up, and then it swims away. But wait, then it comes back to the camera to the side,
and then it
looks
shits
at the
it out
camera and spits the damn thing out.
Oh my god! And on top of that,
look,
like
I don't want this dick in my mouth.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! My face is probably bright red right now, and I'm crying.
Oh man, my chest is hurting already.
Oh my god! It's like
it's like
I can't believe I just said that.
Sometimes I put some things in my mouth, and this is not one of the things I want in my mouth.
Yeah, it was
really, Lauren.
Wait, you forgot to
joined at the right time tonight.
Okay, and so and there's not with that, Nick. We also missed this. Y'all have problems.
I don't want that in my mouth. What the hell is that?
Don't blame us, Sarah. Watch the movie if you haven't seen it. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
It tastes like a jock strap. I don't even want that in there.
Yeah. It's no, hey, Sarah, it's not us. It's the people that made the movie who thought it was a good idea to add that. And not only that, but also when Crystal, who Derek had dragged into the water with him, basically she got killed. He got her killed. And so like right after it shows him getting his lower half eaten by the piranhas, it shows Crystal's her skeletal remains, like all the piranha had eaten her flesh off. And not only does it show her skeletal remains, it also showed the breast implants that she had just floating up. And I'm just like, really? I'm like, they're seriously going to add that as well, of course. Oh my god!
Listen, I don't want to eat these things.
I mean, it was obviously for comedy purposes, of course. That was the whole point of this film.
I know. I'm just like, really? But
oh my god, that was so funny. And I never, like I said, as a 17-year-old watching that, I just remember watching that scene. I don't think I've ever laughed as hard as I ever did. Well, I was like, no way.
Wait, you were 17 years old. Were you really laughing, or were you doing other things?
Right, I was.
Were you doing other things?
Yeah, and so
I promise you, I was laughing.
Wrong.
Oh yeah. Oh, and
There you go. Whee!
Oh my god!
No, don't show it. Don't show it. Come on, don't show that. Come on. We're getting demonetized now.
I'll be right back.
No, you're not.
Okay,
we're getting demonetized for that.
No, we're getting demonetized now.
You're not going to get demonetized. It was too.
No,
big
you're
graph.
fine, Don. You're fine. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh my God.
It's a snake cucumber.
That's what she said.
Oh,
We're all good.
I'm good. I'm good.
So it showed.
And this is the point where Don goes, anyway,
So we can continue seeing more of that carnage. We can continue seeing more of the carnage. Mostly, it's people getting dragged out onto the shore, and there's a variety of people being injured, not just the teens, but also cops and just about anybody who's been in the water. It showed like a woman being dragged, like two guys were carrying her, but one guy slipped and like her midsection was like completely eaten away by the piranha. So the guy slipped. The guy who was holding her legs slipped and ended up pulling her in half, and like she just died right there.
Yep.
And the way they did this, it's interesting how they did this. They used green screen technology, like a green screen leggings, to like hide her real legs, while the legs that the guy was holding were fake.
I figured they were.
And there was a image I saw of some dude that got his legs eaten at some point in the movie.
Yeah.
And like they just had his legs in the sand. Like
Pretty
from
much.
the knees down. And they just had like the fake nubs coming out. So
Well, there was also that one apparently
that
like
might have been from the original, actually. Now that
I don't
No,
know
that's
if
from
it's
the
like
original, I think.
yeah, I think so. What I was gonna say, I remember a scene kind of like that. It was actually supposedly this time one of the cops where like one of his legs was like completely devoured to the bone, and you could tell he's like in terrible pain.
Yeah, it was an older guy with like a white beard or something, or
Yeah, I
that
think so.
was the original. That was original.
okay.
Yeah, they did something similar like that in the remake, but they obviously
I'll
made
be
it
right back.
different.
Yeah, but they also had like this one cop that was being pulled out of the water. Like his foot was completely skeletal, like his flesh completely eaten away. And then Ving Rhames takes a boat propeller, puts it in the water, and starts chopping up all the piranhas with that boat propeller. But of course, it doesn't work. So he ends up getting supposedly killed. He actually appears in the next movie, and oh my god, like you won't believe this, Nick. You haven't seen Piranha 3. You have not seen Piranha 3 Double D, have you?
No, I haven't.
And I don't recommend that movie because it's not as good as the first. It's terrible. But there's Ving Rhames. His character was brought back.
Movies or the implants?
What? Oh, the movie is called Piranha 3 Double D. That's what it's called. And like,
Sorry, bad joke.
Yeah.
All right.
So my friends asked me, "Hey, Don, so why is it called 3 Double D?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so anyway, yeah. So anyway, Ving Rhames is brought back, but here's the thing: he wasn't killed by the piranhas, but his legs were eaten away. And so when the piranhas were attacking in that movie, he's like, "Bring me my legs." And what they did was they had shotgun attachments, so he's shooting the piranhas with shotguns attached to his leg stumps. And I'm like, really?
Was checking on Dad.
Oh, okay.
All right. Anyway, I'm back.
Hope your dad's doing well.
Yeah. I heard some noises. I was just checking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, so Tom, we were discussing how Ving Rhames was brought back in the second film, where he wasn't killed by the piranhas. Instead, his legs were gone, eaten away by the piranhas in this movie. But in the sequel, Piranha 3 Double D, when the piranhas were attacking like a water park, that's seriously what it's called.
I can't believe it. Like, how much further can you get with it? Yeah, and exactly, Clark, leg shooters.
Wait, triple D, and then the next one was double E, and
oh my god! And you just watch the trailer for that movie. It's like hilariously bad. just the trailer alone, because the piranhas, not only some of them have survived from this movie, but also are able to swim through chlorine and can bite through metal. And they've invaded a water park that just opened. And part of this water park, there's a section of it that's reserved for adults only. You could probably guess why. And and one of the lifeguards
been there, done that.
Yeah. And one of the lifeguards there is played by David Hasselhoff.
Out of everybody, they have to use David Hasselhoff.
Michael Knight.
Yeah. And
Oh,
not
is
only
it?
that, but like the opening scene had
Don,
Nikki?
Nikki just I don't know if you saw in the private chat. She
Oh,
has
she'll be back. Okay, I got you. She'll be
yeah,
back in 2 minutes.
yeah. I already responded back to her already.
Let me just check. Here on
Shotgun
Piranha.
legs like Sin City. That Sarah's asking.
I don't know about Sin City. I think it's like it feels more like that movie. What was it called? Planet Terror,
I
where
was about
Rose
to say
McGowan
Planet
had
Terror.
that. Planet Terror,
Planet
where Rose McGowan had a leg that was eaten away by zombies, so she replaced it with a machine gun leg.
Oh yeah, was Kurt Russell in that? No.
No, I don't think he was.
in one. He was no. It was part of Grindhouse. It was one
Yeah.
of 2 movies. He was in the other movie, Death Proof.
Okay, but it was all part of the same.
Yes, so you're not too far off.
Okay.
So you're good.
Okay.
So let's see. David Hasselhoff was in Piranha 3 Double D, and also in the opening scene it had Gary Busey and Clu Gulager.
Gary.
Yeah,
Busey.
as fishermen who were killed by the piranhas. Yeah,
Gary
Clu Gulager,
Busey could have bit and killed all the piranha with those teeth. I'm just saying.
And
Yeah, exactly. He could have gotten a restraining order against him, like he did it like in the Simpsons episode.
Right. And so, yeah, I felt like this movie was like a complete waste. Like the only thing it had going for it was let's see, Danielle Panabaker. She's a great actress. So, yeah. Oh, hey. So,
is everything okay?
Sorry.
You're good.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah. Hey, as long as you're okay. But
yeah.
Oh wait.
I'm all good.
Okay. So Clu Gulager, his son John Gulager, directed Piranha 3 Double D. I just found this out.
I gotta ask. I mean, I'm surprised that after this movie they didn't make like a Piranha 3 Triple D.
No, that would be double E. You know.
Let's see. Oh wait, he also directed Feast. He also directed that 2005 movie Feast. You ever seen that, Nick?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Feast, where monsters are attacking people at a bar. It's pretty good.
Have you watched Burbs yet?
No, he hasn't. I'm still waiting for him. Well,
I've been trying to find it on stream services.
I was gone this weekend, so I wasn't able to do so. So
yeah, I've been trying to come across it on stream services, but not much luck.
I'll show it over. Don, I'll show it to you over here. We got it here.
Okay. Oh, a few people are asking me what we should do for the next movie next week. Let's see. Oh, Nick, let's see. Is this going to be the third Thursday? Or sorry, third Tuesday? Because I know you have something going on every third Tuesday.
Oh, that's right.
It is.
I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to talk to my mom about what's going on with the passages meeting. I'll have to get back to you. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, because one movie I did have in mind was Cocaine Bear.
Didn't we already do Cocaine Bear?
No,
I've not yet seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen that movie yet?
It's worth seeing, Tom. It's a silly
Wasn't
movie.
that
It's on Netflix.
What's that, Nikki?
Oh, The Burbs.
Yeah, let me double check. I'm gonna
go
on my Netflix.
Didn't it also be on Tubi?
Was that based on a true story?
What, Cocaine Bear? Yes, it is.
Cocaine Bear,
but
loosely.
Sort of.
Very loosely. Yeah, because Nikki, 90% of what you see in the movie, because basically, Nikki, 90% of the movie is BS. Like only the opening is real. Like is true. The only part of it that's true is the drug runner who tosses the cocaine out into the woods and dies because his chute failed. And that's where the true facts end there.
It's not on Netflix. God damn it.
Just really quick, I just want to respond back to what Lauren had just said. She's going to Williamsburg this Friday for a week. She'll be she's going back to the Peyton Randolph house and other areas. That's very notorious haunted location, kind of like in the in the Northern Virginia, Washington D.C. area.
That's really weird because usually when you hear something with Berg at the end, it's usually in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say she also likes your picture. Oh, Don, if you don't mind, I actually want to show I have the picture of the painting.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, if you guys want to check it. So I was gonna say originally, after when Nikki shows, let's look at something a little bit more pleasanter.
Pleasanter.
Pleasant. There's no such word as
I
pleasant.
painted it.
It is now, Don. There you go. Check this out.
Nice.
Well, that is
Wait
Pleasanter.
back in a second, guys. Thank you.
That looks great, Lauren.
Wow.
That's amazing. I very, very
Look at
colorful.
that. There is an example of Pleasanter.
Yeah. So, Don, if there's no such word as pleasanter, there is now.
Nope, not until Webster has something to say about it.
I'm going to make sure it is.
Well, you know what? Maybe Funkin' Waggle has something to say about it. You know, I don't
know. Until Webster and Oxford say otherwise.
Well, it is now in our world. In my book, it is now.
In your world, not the real world.
Well,
not in Tom's world.
It's kind of expanded now to Tom because he started using that term too. Tom used that term.
It's not in Tom's world, and we can't like really say that it's a real thing because it's not. I mean it might be, and I'm sorry, I just.
Oh man! Oh here.
It took her 5
Lauren
days
said
to
it took.
paint.
Wow, nice,
fantastic work.
Yeah. So, I wanted to get back to like the ending of the movie. When Derek crashed that boat, it broke this underwater this viewing window that they had at the bottom of that boat. Cracked that in. The piranhas start coming in. The boat starts sinking, and so Kelly is like trapped at the lower deck of the boats, and they can't get the sunroof open for her to climb out. And so, what was it? Julie and Novak come across them, and I try to get them like on a tightrope with a cross onto their boats. And Danny, one of the adults, the adult actress, Danny, is killed in the water, but is killed by the piranha when she falls in. And that's one of the characters that I really felt sorry for because I felt like she was a great character and she didn't deserve to die. So. Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, really.
So this is one of those points in your guys' show that makes me laugh the most internally, because like Don tries so hard to come back to the point of the show, and we're all just talking about like things, and we're branching off in all different directions, and he's just like, yeah. So back to the movie.
It's like I'm okay with talking a few random things here and there, but I always want to give.
I get it. I do. Yeah. It just makes me laugh.
Yeah, but hey, just remember though, we are having fun with this though. Just
I know.
That most importantly.
Oh yeah, we are. Yeah, totally.
And the important thing is that the people watching are having a good time. That's the important part.
I mean, that's what happens with a lot of these shows on this network. It's not just this one, Don.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I feel like the ending like pays homage to the first film, the original film, because it does involve Jake going back for going to do something underneath the water with a rope tied, saying to count down, and then pull me back, just like in the original. But then in this instance, he's going to get save Kelly, but he needs a distraction for the piranha, and he has that in the form of Derek's corpse. He uses Derek's corpse as bait, and what's kind of messed up though is like he goes to the body to pick it up, and then Jake, and then Derek like suddenly springs back to life for a brief moment and says, "What t-shirt? What t-shirt?" Like that's his last, like those are his last words. I'm just thinking, Derek, I love you. I hated that character from start to finish. Hated it.
That's a damn good question. Where the hell has Jill been?
Oh yeah, see, Clark was saying Jill's not. No, she is coming back real soon. Clark, she's she was actually watching. She was watching. I think. Was she watching last week's show, or I think it was?
Yeah, she was.
She was also watching an episode of. She was also watching Supernatural Talk. So she is coming. She's just working a few things out, but she should be back real soon. So it's not forever. She is coming back.
Yeah,
that's good. We miss her.
Yeah,
She misses us too.
Yeah. And so, what was I going to say? So they use once Jake uses Derek's body as bait, goes to save Kelly. He uses like the propane tanks to help blow up the piranha and set a flare to go off right when they're out. And so they explode the piranhas, and the explosion was, I felt iffy about it because like it seems like the explosion spread like a wave through the underwater, striking all the piranhas and killing them, disemboweling them. And I feel iffy about the realism of that.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it wouldn't kill all of them. Maybe the ones close to it, but not all of them. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But-
internet problems.
Oh, okay. And so they think, oh, they're off to a great start killing all the piranhas, but then they get a call from Christopher Lloyd saying that these piranhas are just babies. And then Novak's like, so where are the parents? Right when he says that, a friggin' 5-foot piranha jumps out and takes him off the boat. So we're
Almost like the size of a
They're just
star.
babies.
That's
man,
actually even worse because even if they kill all the babies, the adults they could just repopulate. They could bring out like a whole new generation in.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Man, I wish I had a soundboard so I could just start playing like pew, 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 pew.
Oh, man. Oh, here.
I can feel it, baby.
Here's the dairy thing. I think I loathe you. Be careful what you wish for.
Every time I think of
Careful what you wish for. Yeah, true.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here because I got to get to bed because I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning and it's 11:24. So,
Ooh, yeah. We're gonna be wrapping this up in a minute anyway. So,
all right.
yeah.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem,
As
Tom.
always, Tom.
See you all later.
Yeah, have a good night.
Subscribe. YouTube.com/This is Tom's World. It's right here.
No apostrophe.
Nope.
Down there.
See you all later.
Take care, Tom.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, that was great.
Bye, Tom.
Yeah, that was great. So, yeah, Piranha 3D, it is insane in every way as far as the mainly because of the effects. Like that's what really made this movie stand out for just about everybody. The practical effects, the gore, and the CGI for the piranha was fairly impressive. You know, I will give it that. You know, not very often am I impressed with CGI. Yeah. So,
exactly.
and Nick, you were fortunate enough to see this in theaters, and oh man, like, and this movie had things that I didn't think it was possible to have in theaters and get a solid R rating.
You would have no idea what it was like when I saw it in the theater. Now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have any clue.
Oh man. But yeah, this movie was so much fun to talk about. So I'm glad we did an episode on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, and now this movie, if anybody who wants to watch Piranha 3D experience it for themselves, I believe it's available on HBO. Well, actually, it's called Max now. You know, so HBO's platform that's now called Max. I think it's weird. I think it's weird that they changed it now. It's like, why change HBO Max to just Max? I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the reason is behind that either.
Oh yeah. And just make sure you avoid Piranha 3 Double D. It's so stupid. It is. It's some of it is just painful to watch.
Yeah, like, I'm sure it is.
Yeah. It's like there are very few sequels in the world that disappoint me. The ones that disappoint me the most are the sequels that disappoint me the most are the sequels that to things from my childhood. Like we've already talked about how much I hate Jaws the Revenge.
Just be glad Brad's not watching right now because you know what he would say.
We talked about how I hate that movie to the core, and so, but there is one other movie that was supposed to get a sequel for a long time. You remember Jim Carrey's The Mask?
Oh yeah, we already talked about that too. Yeah,
Jim Carrey's The Mask, right? So then there was the sequel called Son of the Mask, which was released in 2005, and I've been warned by just about everyone to avoid that film at all costs. So I didn't watch I didn't watch the whole movie, did not. But years later, I watched like several clips just to get an idea of what it was about. So I watched those clips, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Like, where is Jim Carrey? Where is Cameron Diaz? Why is there a terribly rendered CGI baby? Why is Norse mythology being thrown into this? Why is the dog wearing the mask for almost the whole movie?
Hey, you know what? You were warned about. Look what you did. Look what you did, Don. We tried to warn you, and you didn't listen. Look what you did.
Here's the thing. I didn't watch the whole thing though. I just watched a few clips.
Yeah, well, either way, you got yourself into this. Now you got to figure out a way how to get yourself out of it.
It's okay. I've repressed
What's up,
it.
JD?
Hey, Jay. Hey, JD. How's it going? Oh, here. What's Lawrence saying?
Yeah, I've got Lauren here. I was about to click on Lawrence.
I'll change this.
Oh, thank you, Lauren.
Oh, well, hey, I'm glad that we can make you feel better, Lauren. You know, that's one of the reasons why I have a YouTube channel. You know, like not only just to share expertise, but also just make people laugh. You know, brighten people's days.
Well, and obviously, as you know, I mean, she not only just watches this show, she watches the majority of the shows on Things Network. So I don't know what that was all about, Nikki. But yeah, she watches a lot. And
I thought just try and make people feel good.
Actually, it should be noted. I don't think you got well, Don. I don't know if you saw the announcement earlier, and I should probably let Lauren know about this. We got yet another show that has joined our network.
Oh, you know what?
Did you see that?
I thought I got a notification. I forgot to respond to that. That's my mistake. You know, I was busy all day. I didn't get much time to look at my phone.
So the new show we got that's joined, it's not going to be starting for a while, but it's called right here. It's a show called the Paranormal Happy Hour. It'll be broadcasting on Friday nights from 7 to 8 Eastern. However, much like with what I do with my show, he's doing his show by seasons. And he finished his first season, and he won't be doing the second season until near the end of July. So it will be pretty much well over a month before he gets started. Yeah, I'll definitely send you the information, Lauren. And also, in case you guys wonder where he's located, I actually looked him up. He lives in he's up in New Jersey.
Oh, nice.
So great to have another show on Things Network. And yes, of course, make sure you watch Suits. He's talking about Suits' show that we have on Sunday. Although he hasn't really been doing his show very much lately because he's had a lot of things going on. But hopefully he should be back real soon. So he's kind of taking a temporary hiatus. But glad to know that Clark knows who Suits is. He's awesome. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
And
nice to see that we have a new guy on the network. So yeah, I'm excited.
Well, Nikki, I wanted to also touch base with you about what was about yours and the others for Night Watchers, because I actually wanted to tell you some interesting news about that, about trying to get you guys on, because someone else is actually trying to help us out, trying to get you guys on. But I'll explain after the show.
Okay, great. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna be wrapping up. So we're gonna be wrapping up the show here. Yeah, because I got to get up early as well. So.
Well, and just very quickly before we get off, just as far as the announcements for the shows this week. So Nick Files for tomorrow, I think we're going to finish up with what I have one final video I'm going to review on Nick Files for my investigation at Mansfield, so it shouldn't really be taking that long. However, if I have a little bit of spare time left, I did create a presentation for the location I was just at a few days ago, which was the Bell Mansion. So it's not a very long presentation, surprisingly, but if I have a couple of minutes, I'm going to try to present the Bell Mansion. I also got 2 requests of 2 other locations for me to put presentations together. Obviously, one of them is Lauren for the what was that place? Oh, the Peyton Randolph house. So I'm going to try to put something like that together real soon. And then the other is actually from Irene, in fact, in Tokyo, Japan. So it'll be my first location I'll be eventually covering on the Nick Files from a location in Japan. Uh-huh. But yeah, tomorrow's a video review and possible presentation of the Bell Mansion. For Thursday, to the Gravenback. I actually just heard from Lois earlier this afternoon. She hasn't made up a decision about what we're going to be talking about, but I know we're going to be on. And then later that night on Supernatural Talk, we actually do have a guest that's going to be coming on. We have Kat Hobson, who runs a podcast of her own called Paranormal Experience, based down in Birmingham, Alabama. I've actually been a guest myself on her show twice, but we're finally going to be having her on as a guest this Thursday. So I'm looking forward to chatting with her again. And finally, for Frighteners on Friday, I think the same thing to the Grave Back. We haven't really made a full decision about what we're going to be talking about, but we will be back then. So a lot of great stuff coming up.
Sweet. Okay. So yeah, we're looking forward to that, Nick.
Awesome.
So yeah, well, I'll let you guys know if we are going to be on next Tuesday. I just want to confirm that Nick is going to be on board, and we're thinking about Cocaine Bear, because a lot of people have been talking about that movie, and some people have been asking why we haven't done that yet. But yeah, it's gonna be quite a movie to cover. I will say that. Yeah, Elizabeth,
so we're going from sharks to piranhas to bears now.
Yeah, Elizabeth Banks has given us quite the flick.
Yeah, exactly.
And so, hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Fear Fans Podcast. I had so much fun talking about Piranha 3D. This was a good time.
It was insane.
So, yes. So, Nick, as always, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us on this. Nikki, thank you for joining. This has been fun. It's been fun having you as always.
Also, thanks for Tom earlier.
And Tom, yes. Yeah, I wanted to message him in a bit. Thank you for joining us. Yes. So, yeah, Tom, if you're watching this, yeah, thank you for joining us. He said he was going to bed, but so I don't know if he is watching, but regardless, yeah, thanks. So, have a good night. Hopefully, we'll see you next week. If not, I'll let you guys know when we'll come back. So, but it'll be soon. So,
I'll see some of you guys tomorrow.
Yep. Have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody.
See ya.